For everyone, here we go.
-4.
Oh my gosh, -4 in Tassie, far out. That's cold,
3
Brad.
in Canberra.
Okay, well, I think we're just being,
all right. I'll man up.
Welcome to everyone on the line. Belinda, I bet it's cold for you down there too, honey. Oh my gosh, yeah. So welcome to tonight's training. We are really excited for tonight because, as a lot of you know, we have our 6-week challenge that is starting on the 1st of July. We did our first one in October last year, and it was a record month for all of our team. We just had so many people getting started, and we just saw for a lot of people that you might have started conversation with up until now, people just sit on the fence. They need often a reason, a date, a timeline, a deadline to actually go, right, game on, I'm going to do this. And for those of you that you're literally days and weeks on the team, this is perfect because it actually gives a reason for people to go, yeah, I'll do this with you now. So we wanted to give you a little bit of a backstory on the challenge, how you guys can make the most of it, how you can promote it, how you can circle back with people that you've already been speaking with as well, and just getting clear on where the resources are so you feel really confident in the whole process. One of the things I love about this challenge is you get to go first. So this is about you leading from the front and having your own experience. There's lots of you on the line I know that have done the challenge before, but it is a great thing. We do them 3 times a year. And just to kind of put that hat back on and go, okay, time to focus on myself, my health, and be dedicated and focused for a good period of time. Now we get questions, yeah, but the products are 4 months. Of course they are, that's fine. But we're just really going narrow and deep on one focus for 6 weeks, setting up really healthy habits for people. Obviously we teach them within Tribal Wellness Movement, but we're wanting to kind of have a deeper focus during this time.
So the key is, it's not a 6-week booty challenge.
Yeah.
You know, it's 6 weeks of changing habits, 6 weeks of education, 6 weeks of learning key things that people can then apply to an entire lifetime. And so I think it's really good to make that distinction. I thought maybe to get started, I'm sure you've got a different plan.
I do,
but let's pool all our ideas of why someone would say yes to this challenge, because different people say yes to different things for different reasons.
Yeah.
So let's start thinking about it. I'd love someone to collate all of these and let's put it together, because ultimately you're going to promote this in lots of different ways over the next couple of weeks, because some people are going to go, oh, I had no idea people had skin transformations.
Yeah.
Someone else is going to go, oh my gosh, I can make money out of this. And that's why they would do it. Others would be, oh wow, there's a whole community of people to mentor me. Oh, there's an accountability group. And so let's really put as many, oh my gosh, you guys are going crazy.
Community, keeping motivated through winter, assisting with motivation, losing the winter coat. I like that. Weight loss, cleansing, healing, energy, accountability, education, mindset, lifestyle change. I love it. Fun, totally. Recipes. Awesome. So we'll collate this, but it just gets you thinking about different people, right? Because yeah, there's plenty of things out there on the market. How are we different? Firstly, our clients are getting a foundation nutrition every single day. So it's not, yeah, go work out and try and lose weight. It's like flooding the body. That's the first step. And then it's making these healthier changes and upgrades. And if you guys haven't watched the webinar yet, please make sure you do, so that you feel really confident in the journey for yourself, as well as recommending to other people as well. So we've got people that obviously you are starting a brand new conversation with. You might have used some of our Facebook stories or posts around it. You might have done a poll, or you're circling back with people. So we want to hit all of those points tonight, guys. The first thing, I'm just going to share my screen and make sure that you are aware. In our team page, I've actually pinned it to the top, that this announcement here has all the details that you guys are going to need. So this is the link to the webinar. If people are saying, hey, yeah, tell me more, that's the link to the webinar. We have a rolling start. So yes, we do start July 1, but people have up to the 14th of July to start, which is great because you essentially have 3 weeks to promote this. And like I said earlier, October, the first one we ran, was literally a record month for everyone that was involved. And that's really exciting, particularly if you have international clients. We're in the US and Canada, we're stepping into summer. And like the others said earlier, let's not put on the kilos in winter. Let's actually build our summer body now as well. So depending on where you live in the world, it's perfect timing all round. We've got a link here to our Dropbox album with different posts and things you can do. I'll dive into that as well so I can walk you guys through it. The other thing is we've got $2,500 in prize money up for grabs, which is pretty cool. We've done that every challenge we've done. We're just asking for a $15 contribution from you, meaning you get to use all the resources, all the marketing, everything for yourself and your clients. And so you can make that payment there. And once that happens, we add you into the private Facebook group, which we are opening up on Thursday this week. So if you've already paid, if you've already got customers ready to go, we will not open that up until Thursday, just to be clear. And then all the instructions of what to do. So we've got post ideas of how you can attract people, and also responding, how you can respond. So just want to make sure you guys are aware of that. To begin with, there's lots of resources in that post, which is in the announcements, like the pinned post from the group as well. Just wanted to be clear on that. So what else did I want you guys to know about? So there's different ways of putting this out there. Like I've been doing posts on my Facebook page, and that's great. But Insta stories, Insta polls, Facebook polls are really an amazing way of creating and attracting interest. Do you want to share some things that you've done the last couple of days with the polls and how that's been going for you, for others to get an idea, please?
Sure. So if you go into our preview pages, or you see other people's kind of like before and afters, or the before and afters you've seen of previous challenges, I will use the before picture as one of my posts for a story.
So this is the Dropbox link that I shared with you guys earlier. So this is where we've got these resources. So in before and afters, as an example, we've got some great before and afters that will show up in a second when I, so these are actual, maybe this won't work.
No, that's not sharing that.
No. So you'll be able to see that in there, as well as with our Insta and Facebook stories. You'll see an album with before and afters in here too. I don't think I can show it and share my screen at the same time with you, but if you dive into there, you'll see things that you can use. And with that, what are some of the questions, or how would you actually use that to get engagement and have people asking, tell me more?
So on the first picture, the before, I would say, who knows someone or who needs help. And then on the second picture is where I would do the poll or the question. So I did one today. Just go check out, it's just my name, Anthony.Golay, and check out the story. And it's literally just before, and it's a skin one. So it's a picture of a lady's hand with terrible skin condition. And it's who knows someone, ... The next picture is the hand, beautiful, healed. And on top of that is the poll, and it says, needs help with a skin problem. Mm-hmm. And then it's the double yes. So it's either me, I need help, or I know someone. And you could do that with lots of different things. You could do it with weight. You could do it with digestive problems. You could do all sorts, because when I've done different things, I'll get zero response on certain, say, digestive stuff, and then skin, it's like 10 people respond.
Yeah.
And you just don't know who's looking at what time. People will need lots of exposure to this usually to say yes. And so you can overdo it. So still do your regular posting, your regular family, your regular themes of what you would do, with lots of splashes of this throughout the next 2-3 weeks.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, the exciting thing is there's a timeline on things. So there's a reason to say, hey, I'm wondering, I'd love to do this with someone. It'd be so awesome if we could hold each other accountable. We've been talking about our health goals or losing those kilos for years. Like, come on, girl, let's do this. So it's just kind of a way to bring that decision to a timeline, which is great. So in that Dropbox link that I shared with you guys as well, I'm going to just share my screen again and show you. I've got a checklist. Some of you might have seen it, but I encourage you to download it. So this is a checklist to kind of help you make sure that you're following through and not skipping anything. So how do we promote? Okay. So you can promote the webinar still, where people say, oh my gosh, so excited for the upcoming challenge. Drop your favorite emoji below if you want the recording, for example, because you've still got 3 weeks where you can promote that. Secondly, you can reach out to your current customers and say, you know, we're starting this challenge. Maybe they're only on berries, or maybe they've just kind of dipped their toe in and they just need to really focus for 6 weeks. And maybe they're going to have a friend, a sister, you know, their partner that does it with them. And so then all of a sudden they're upgrading their order. They order some shakes as well, and they get a friend on board. So firstly, think about your current customers. Amazing way of reconnecting with them and showing them, yeah, of course they've got access to some of the resources in our general tribal wellness group, but this is about a real focus. And, you know, the support for those of you that have been in our previous challenges, I might actually get a couple of people to share, because the sharing, the vulnerability, the realness that happens from this particular group of people, it's pretty mind-blowing what people will share, and their reality checks that they're having with themselves of, you know, how they've kind of let themselves slip with certain goals and things. So
grab the box of tissues once that group opens and people start posting their pictures and their vulnerability. It's really special.
So then we can reach out to past customers. You've had people that have been on the products that loved them, and then maybe they just dropped away. So this is, again, another thing to circle back and say, you know, I know you were enjoying our products for a while back, but you had to stop for some reason. I just wanted to check back in. So that's another great strategy of reconnecting with those people. The next thing is, you know, doing a post of why you're excited. So whether it's community, whether it's weight loss, whether, you know, it's time to build that summer body in the winter. And then thinking about potentials, people that you've already been speaking with, that have been on the fence, that have asked for some information, and then you have a reason. Now, of course, this is examples. We want you to make it your own, but it's just giving you a framework for that. So that's kind of how this is all in the 6-week challenge checklist, which is in the Dropbox link in that pinned post, guys. You can download that and kind of work through. If you like to do lists and ticking things off, it's all there for you. So FAQs. Can team be a part of it? Absolutely. And it is international, so anyone can do this. The prize money is in Aussie dollars. So if there's someone in the UK thinking it's £2,500, that is not the case. It is Aussie dollars, and then we just do the conversion if it's an international winner. So for people to actually be eligible, here's the thing. There's certain criteria, and we outline this very, very specifically in the group. Once someone is added into the group, they need to take before and after photos. They need to submit them into the group. They need to do measurements. They need to share their story, and they need to commit that to be able to be used by us, because the more success stories we have, the more you guys can use them to be able to help other people down the track as well. So that's the big thing. The latest start date is the 14th, so Monday the 15th of July. So the challenge ends on the 26th at the latest, and then we'll have a webinar scheduled where the winners are announced as well. So there's obviously minimum orders as well. People can't be on berries and enter the challenge. We know for your clients to get the best results, guys, capsules and shakes as a combination, every winner or top 3 that we've had in the previous challenges, they've been on both. So for people to really get the maximum results, maybe to start with, they're on the premium capsules and they just even do a box of 30 shakes and they try that for a period of time and then go from there. But the combination of both is where that healing, the results, the cleansing, the detox, the weight loss, it all kind of comes together in a perfect storm. So I would recommend wherever you can that you get people to really focus on both of those. So onboarding, here's how it works. You literally pay the $15 contribution and then we add you into the private Facebook group on Thursday. The minimum orders that we've got, minimum is the fruit and veg capsules. We can't do anything less than that, just because we know people, we want them to get results. They can tap into the tribal wellness resources and do that and just tick along in their own way. But if they're serious about a transformation, we want to be serious, knowing that we're giving them the right recommendations. Once they get added into the group, there's a questionnaire they complete and they send it to you, so that they send that to their mentor, okay? And then we want to ask them, hey, do you have someone else you want to do this with? kind of straightforward, but it's a question that sometimes gets forgotten to ask. So we add them into the group, and then we share the pin posts, tag them in the video so they understand what to do and how to get started. There's pre-testing, there's photos, there's measurements. It's all straightforward and there for you. And my encouragement is that you go through the process as a customer so that you know exactly what to do and you can answer your clients' questions as well. So they have to take their photos on day one of their challenge. So if they're starting July 1, that needs to be submitted. If they are a later start, so they start July 10 or whatever, the photos have to be taken on that day, and then the 6 weeks starts with that person from there. So we've got pre-testing, and you can even do a post saying, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Tennille and I, we're buddying up. We're going to, these next 6 weeks, all about helping us be our best yet. So obviously you want to ask their permission, but it's a great way to create curiosity, have people cheering them on too. So this is all there, guys. You want to lead from the front. You want to check in with your clients and see how they're going. You want to make sure that they're watching some of the value adds, that they watch the webinar so that they have an understanding of what's ahead for them. And we want them to be sharing their wins in the group. And that's going to come by you guys leading from the front and doing that first. So the more sharing, the more, oh my gosh, just made this, just did my first workout in years, whatever it is. If you create that space, then everyone else is going to follow suit, and that's the cool thing. And then we've got the post challenge. So there's a process at the end of that, which again, we'll wrap that up with you guys. And we've got our webinar already scheduled the 28th of August, which is when we announce the winners. So that is hopefully answers a lot of questions. I'll stop sharing because I can see some comments in there as well. But really, really important that you lead from the front and you have that experience. Do you want to talk for a second while I read these? Or not. So what else did I want you guys to know about? The other cool thing is this time we have a bot that is going to help guide our customers along and just check in with them too. So once you guys get access into the Facebook group, then you'll get that link to the bot and you can send that to each of your customers that are in the program. And that's just going to give them little check-ins, make sure that they're listening to so there's a nighttime meditation, hypnosis, which helps set up healing and recovery in the body. Just some really great things that's going to be drip feeding into their inbox during the challenge as well. So, hey, how challenging is it? Great question. So everyone gets to do this at their own pace. We've got at-home workouts. We've got in the gym workouts. Everyone has different goals. For some people, their challenge might be not having coffee for 6 weeks and walking every day. So it really comes down to the individual, guys. It's not some crazy, like, Biggest Loser challenge where people are doing all sorts of silly things. This is just about how do we build longevity and wellness in the body and make these consistent changes and commit to something for 6 weeks. So everyone's going to have their different level of what challenging is, and that's perfect. You know, for some guys, they might want to really bulk up and shred and build muscle. For some mamas, you might have had a baby 6 months ago and you just need to take it easy and just be kind to yourself, but focus on eating well and not grabbing the chocolate. So everyone's got different reasons behind it. And as you would have seen with some of the photos, some people, their goal was never weight loss in the beginning. It was their skin, and seeing amazing transformation during that time, being mindful of the sugars and the things we're putting into our mouth, really flooding our body with all of that awesome nutrition. So it is like choose your own adventure. It totally is, Courtney. I like that. Yep, there is a challenge book in that Google Dropbox, whatever I'm saying. Let me just go back in here. I'll share it with you guys. You'll be able to see in the Dropbox link that I mentioned, there is a Tribal Wellness 6 week. It's a challenge info pack. So you can go there and send that to potential customers as well. That's got before and after photos and all sorts of good things in there as well. So hopefully that answers everyone's questions. But ultimately, guys, this is about conversations, reaching out to people, and just saying, hey, you've been talking to me about this for a while. It's been, 6 months. a little while back you were interested in our products, you didn't get started, and that's totally cool. But what if you do this with me this time? Like, let's think about what you'd love to create in 6 weeks from now. What would winning look like for you? And let's do it.
I'm just blown away. Can I brag about you? This is incredible what Kate's put together for you guys. And this has gone next level. Well
it's
done.
It's been exciting. I actually would love to.
Before you
thank you. I appreciate that.
But it's only because, Kate, everyone gets amazing results, when they do this. Not everyone does, not if you don't use it.
Yeah, true.
So it's only as good as you promote it. I think at the end of the day, this business comes down to recruiting and promoting.
Mm-hmm.
And so you can only promote as good as you get the message out to people. So all the resources are there for you. It's an incredible program. Like, seriously, people would pay so much more money for this if they went and did it outright. They would pay what they're paying just in the products for this, but they're getting the products included. So go out there and just promote it with reckless abandon. Like, this is sensational, the quality that people are getting. And so, be the change that you want to see. It's so important to go first, make your commitments, get a sideline buddy to be accountable with, and then, rally your troops.
Yeah. Something as well for those of you, when you are a part of this group, the more engaging things that we can have happening in there every day, the better. So if you're making a smoothie, if you've just done your workout, if you've found a cool, healthy twist on something, for you to do a live or a post in there, or if you want to connect with Shell, who is our amazing assistant, she'll be able to kind of put a schedule together of just resources. We'll do Q&A sessions in there just to really add value to these amazing people that have said yes to themselves for 6 weeks. But what I wanted to do, Janae is one of our amazing leaders on the team. And last challenge, she had 2 of her clients actually come second and third in the challenge. She is a total rock star. She's got one of the largest client bases in Australia. She knows how to help people get started and say yes and have them feel really good about it. So Janae, I just wanted to jump in if that's okay. And maybe you could share with us, I guess, just your experience, particularly with the last challenge. I don't know if Emma's on the line. She is one of the top 3 finalists. That just, how have you gone about it in the past? How are you doing it this time to either have current clients get excited about maybe doing something additionally for that 6 weeks, or just getting people to say yes, after maybe months of conversation as well?
Yeah, definitely using the winter verbiage to get people motivated this time around, because I often find that people tend to drop off motivation in the cooler months. So I'm definitely using that verbiage to say, look, why not be involved in this amazing supportive group? You've got 24/7 support, people on a similar journey. The fact that it's a private group that they're involved in too, I think is amazing, and people find that a little bit more encouraging that it's not, open to the world. But really getting clear on what people want and what they're looking for. And, because everybody, like you said, this journey can be, or this challenge can be whatever it wants to be for people. So whether it is a challenge around a skin condition, or it's a challenge around weight loss, or it's a challenge around mindset, I guess it's getting clear on what your client wants and just asking the question. And honestly, and I always say the same, just listen to them. Just listen to what they're saying, or what's missing, I guess, too, also in what they're saying, if that makes sense. And just asking questions and loving on the people. Like, I've had people who've said no in the past and who've actually dropped off the products and said, look, I'm out for the time being, and that's okay. And they've messaged me back and said, okay, I've lost my motivation. I want back in this challenge. I need back in. So it's definitely, just keeping on top, staying on top of mind for people, and using Facebook Lives. Another one tonight after this training, after this, the comments of people saying why this challenge is so great. But look, honestly, what you guys put together, I've been involved in challenges in gyms in the past. The resources that we have available for the price that's available is second to none. You can't, if you just walk into a gym, for the amount of money that you get to pay.
Yeah, I love it. Awesome. And so right now, with what are you doing? You said you're doing a live, and I just had a thought, guys. You could do a live with your mentor, like almost like an interview style, where you're both going, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Tell me, like, what are you looking to create? Yeah, me too. And just have a conversation. If you're not comfortable in doing a live by yourself, I know you did an interview with Emma,
Yep.
about her results. So just think about who you can chat to and do some lives. But what are you doing right now? Are you circling back to previous people? Are you doing lots of polls? Like, what's your strategy at the moment?
Circling back to people is what I'm doing at the moment. So messaging people, circling back, only because I had a really busy week with dance musical with my daughter last week. So my posting wasn't terrific. But yeah, circling back on people, current customers who are looking to maybe add a little bit extra to add any extra value to them, and to those people who've said no in the past, I still message back and say, hey, I know you said no before, maybe now's the right time. If not, letting you know we're doing another one. And just come across genuine in what you're just offering support to them. You're not trying to sell them anything. And I always say, look, it might not be the right time again now, but just thinking of you, wanted to let you know we're running another one. And they might say no, but heck, they might say yes too. So if you don't know, if you don't ask, you don't know.
And do you take it personally if they say no?
No. Look, in the beginning when I first started this, yes. Not anymore. No. If it's not for them now, it's not the right time for them. But I often have people come back and circle back around because I've kept loving on them, or have stayed top of mind, or just checked on them and life in general.
And you clearly, to have two of your own customers get top, in the top 3, you clearly did a great job of checking in with your customers who said yes and they're in the challenge. Emma's on the line. Yay. We might talk to her.
Yay.
Hey, I was wondering if she was on. Can you give me a wave, Emma? If you can talk, and we'll find you. Where is she? There she is. Hey, Emma. Yay. Hi. Now, if you can let everyone know, you were originally a customer, is that right? And then you joined the team, or did you join the team already before the challenge?
It sort of coincided at the same time. So I joined the team, and then I sort of decided, well, if I'm going to join the team and do this, I might as well give it a real good kickstart and see what it does for me.
And didn't you just? And so what was your experience, and how is it now having the challenge this time around, already having the results you've had in talking to other people?
I've actually got a bit of interest happening around the challenge at the moment, which is really good, which I don't think I would have if I hadn't sort of been there and hadn't seen my results sort of firsthand. So that's made it a little bit easier to talk to people about. And sorry, I'm about to be interrupted.
No, that's okay. And what can you share with us? What was your transformation for those that haven't seen your story yet?
Well, a big part of my transformation would have been the weight loss, and just to gain some self-confidence back again. I think I lost about maybe 7 kilos on the challenge, I think, and quite a few centimeters, but yeah, it was decent just to sort of get that bit of confidence back and do something that was for me rather than focused on the girls for a change.
Yeah, and you've kept it off, you've kept the lifestyle. It hasn't been just something you did and then bounced back to old ways, right? You're absolutely glowing right now.
Yeah, no, I have sort of kept it off and kept that lifestyle happening, but I am looking forward to doing it again and just sort of giving myself a bit more of a sort of a kickstart and a focus on me again.
Awesome. Well, we're so proud of you, and thank you for sharing your story. And you're just, you got in there, you led from the front, and you became your best customer essentially by, being a part of everything. So we're so happy for you. Excited for the next one.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Thanks, hon. So it's so cool. I know Sandra is on the line as well, but I have a feeling she's muted in the thick of children. I know she's already got 5 clients who've placed their orders and are ready to get going. Sandra has a really strong, one of the top client bases as well, similar to Janae. And it's just not being attached to the no or the ignoring the, it's just not being attached. So you guys just really think about, you know, when you see some of those stories and those transformations, some people just need to be their hand to be held. They do need to be in that supportive environment. They wouldn't do it otherwise. They wouldn't typically go to a gym. There's at-home workouts that they can do with a kid on their back, you know. And if movement to them is just going for a walk every day, awesome. Let's celebrate that. It doesn't have to be this huge, big thing, but it matters to that individual and what they want to get out of it, like Janae was saying. So we're super excited for this next challenge. Can't wait to see the stories that will unfold from it. And what's great is you have 3 weeks, really 3 weeks to be able to continue to promote it to people, so that if someone's a maybe right now, that they can actually, you know, there is that timeline, which means you can really create some awesome momentum in your business for the end of this month and also into July, which particularly coming off the back of conference and everyone being inspired. Sandra, are you free to chat for a second, or are you in children's zone as well? Oh, there she is.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you
Hi,
going?
guys. Yeah, good.
Now, I got a message from you earlier today, and you've already got 5 or so clients coming on board with the challenge.
Yeah, I do so far, which is really exciting. And it's quite interesting because they've all come from posts that I've done, just random people who I was not expecting have reached out. So definitely make sure that you're posting and putting it out there.
Fantastic. And are these posts of you sharing some of the results from other clients? Have you been using the stories, polls? What have you been doing?
To be honest, I just use the generic posts that you put up because I've been so busy this week and the last week. I did create one post that was just me sharing my excitement, and also that we had a lot of results with weight loss. I think it was that picture that you put together about the how many tons of weight. And it was pretty much back to back. So I put 3 posts up in 3 days, one saying that our webinar was on, one about the challenge. So I went back to back with 3 in 2 days. And I had a lot of people messaging me, and there's still a lot of people on the fence. So, and straight away, the first thing I do is just pick up the phone and talk to people and connect straight away. I think that's key. And
Rather
finding out,
giving them info pack or whatever, you want to get personal and talk about.
yes, straight away. I was like, great, when's a good time to call you? One lady I'm actually going to visit in her home tomorrow morning, because I think having that personal connection, showing people that you care, if you can, is really important, even if it is just with a phone call, and really getting down deep with people, going, okay, what is it that you want to achieve? Why is this important? You know, what's life like been for you? Why now? Just really asking those quality questions and getting deep with people.
Amazing. That's awesome, hun. Thank you for sharing, and congrats on already helping so many people. Excited. The thing is, guys, you don't remember, this challenge has been created for you, so you don't have to be the expert. This can just come back to, let's do this. I'm excited for my health challenge. You've been talking about your stuff for so long. Let's do this together. There's an amazing wealth of resources and support. And it's just that encouragement that sometimes people need to actually take that step and go, yeah, let's do this. Cool. So I don't think that I have anything else to add other than it's time to just start those conversations. My challenge to you would be that your head doesn't hit the pillow until you've reached out to 10 people tonight. It doesn't have to be that hard. Use one of those examples of those reach outs that I have in that onboarding checklist, giving you some examples, and make the words your own, of course. And maybe you can do those posts like what Sandra's done and just sharing your excitement. Can't wait. And like I said, we'll open up the group to you on Thursday, which means you can start adding your clients who've already placed orders in then, so that they've got a few days head start on their testing and all of those things, and they can start in the bot. And obviously we close the group off 2 weeks afterwards so that no one else gets added into that. Lead from the front. We would love your engagement and just keeping that excitement in the group as well. And really excited for the stories that are going to come from this too. Cool. All right, I'll stop recording there.